Alright, Super Spec here for yet another SJPorr experimental review. Only got a few more after this one. Today's brew will be Lance Meyer's from Short Circuit Brewing Turn Up the Heat Brown Ale. It's got a nice outline here. It looks like you added a pound of Crystal 80 and 2 ounces of chocolate to the base bill. This will be interesting. Usually when I make brown ales, it's got a lot more chocolate than that, but it's still got the color, so it's got to count. Centennial Cascade hops, Anaheim and jalapeno dry hopped chilies, it seems. It says keg, so I assume that there's no yeast, but I'm sure there's still some. I saw some floaties and stuff in the bottom of the bottle. Probably hops or something, maybe even peppered particles or something. I don't need my bottle opener for this one. I got the same glass. Keeping a theme here. So let's give it a crack and see how it does. Oh, good carbonation. I don't know, I assume you did the keg debottling gun or whatever. Wow, that smells, wow. Very nice chili smell from the cap. It's got good carbonation. Let's give it a pour. I don't know if this is a 12 or a, so I assume it's a 12-ounce bottle. There we go. Plenty for later. I'll probably get more pepper taste than that. Wow, this is very carbonated. Tons of streaming carbonation. You got a dense khaki-ish, creamish khaki-ish head. Foamy, fluffy, good retention, and a lot of streaming carbonation. Let's get a color with my mag light. Yeah, that's a good ruby red color. Pretty much what I expected. A little bit of brown, but mostly ruby red. Little, moderate haze. I can see plenty of carbonation streaming off the dirty water that I have from my tap that I cleaned it out with. So a little bit of particulates, but yeah, nice color. Not quite as brown as I was expecting, but dark reddish color is acceptable. Let's hope that this head goes away, but it probably won't. It says getting a lot of that. Just drinking the head, you get that pepper note. Anaheim, fire roasted. So I assume, I don't know if fire roasted is almost the same as almost smoking smoked chilies because you put it over the fire or something. But let's try to get a nose on this. I have to get some of that carbonation out. Sure that I'll get another nose as the carbonation dies away. Let's see, what do I get here? I get plenty of that pepper note, but I get a little bit of caramel and some like fruitiness. Yeah, some like apple and pear and stuff. I mean, this is with those old ales. It's got kind of a similar deal going on. But yeah, caramel and some bright fruits with plenty of that roasted pepper quality. I'd say there's a pretty good balance going on there. Yeah. I'm sure as it warms up, then I'll get more of that, hopefully that bready note from that base malt bill that was used. So yeah, there's a little bit more pepper coming out now. So they stirred up it, the foam's starting to subside more, getting a little bit foamier with larger bubbles, which is interesting. Yeah, just caramel and like apple and pear with a lot of roasted pepper notes. A little bit of breadiness. Taking way too long on this nose review. But yeah, definitely a lot of prominent pepper notes there too. Nice balance. Let's give it a taste. And I'm a big chili beer fan, so I'm not afraid of this at all. Yeah, that's nice. I'm getting caramel and toasted biscuit kind of notes, a little light. The mouthfeel is pretty crisp. The roasted chilies are well balanced actually. They're not over the top. I'm sure that when I keep drinking this, that heat will build up in the back of the palate. But on the tongue, straight up, they're just not they're not overpowering, but they're there for sure. Yeah. Get a little, not really any much roast as I expected, but it's got a little bit of that biscuit note, toast, lots of caramel, and kind of a toffee note going on with kind of a bright apple or pear, but it's not overpowering. It's well balanced. Getting a lot more heat building up in the back, but on the front of the tongue, it's not overpowering. I mean, you get plenty of that malt character. Maybe it's just me, but it says you use an ounce of Centennial and at 0 minutes. Yeah, maybe now that it's warmed up, I'm starting to get a little bit of it, but yeah, a little citrus, but just more of a bright fruitiness, I'd say. So maybe a little, it's starting to come out a little bit, the citrus note. It says there's no dry hops, it's just dry peppers. Yeah, so it's a unique beer. Lots of prominent pepper notes in the nose with caramel and a little bit of citrus, but some bright fruitiness. Yeah, really nice and pleasant, good strength. Head kind of went weird and it turned foamy, but it's still got a thin cap that's lingering around with some, you know, moderate soapy lacing on the glass. I'll probably pour the rest of that bottle in there. Yeah. I don't know, I assume these are the dried one, the dried chilies, even though it says dry hop, that's a completely different thing, it's actual terminology, but I assume these are the dried chilies. I've read some things about how to do chili beers, like scraping the seeds out and stuff like that, and using the skins. Yeah, that's really not. That's a nice, good amount of pepper, not over the top. Over the top, you know. Like, I mean, I'm a kind of person that's gonna be putting hot sauce in all my grilled meats and everything, and dousing it. So that's just how I like chili and hot sauce. So. And I poured the particulates in there. I'm getting a lot stronger of of that like pepper skin note. A little smoky, but not really. Yeah. Really nice. I wonder if some of the fruity notes come from the pepper skins too. But of course, with my beers, I found that with the oatmeal, it kind of gets that kind of note to it too. Just really nice amount of chili notes there with some malt. I'm just dragging this on for like as I go here. Yeah, mouthfeel. It's not creamy. Well, it's kind of creamy, but it's mostly pretty crisp and very smooth. Chili notes, nice heat on the palate, not overbearing at all. I mean, I'm a big fan of chili beers, so this is definitely a nice drinkable beer. Yeah. Heat's building up even more on the back of the palate. So yeah, I mean, good appearance with head retention and crisp mouthfeel, smooth, even with the chili, the heat building up, it's still nicely drinkable. And well carbonated for that matter. Yeah. It's kinda in your face, but then again, it really kinda isn't. I mean, I've heard stories about some other over-the-top pepper beers, but this isn't like that. Good balance, very nice. Yeah, I think I understand why you didn't put that chocolate malt in there now, because with a traditional amount that I would think, because that kind of that smoky fire roasted chili actually gives you kind of that roasted note with the heat. So I think that actually just the larger amount of caramel malt gives it a nice balance, because with all that heat you might not even notice the chocolate, possibly. Yeah, very well done. Really enjoying this. Nice amount of heat and a good amount of malt, crisp mouthfeel, very nicely drinkable. Overall, I'll give this a real solid 7.5 out of 10. I mean, really enjoying it. That last little sip there, that was spicy. Very tasty, really enjoyable pepper beer from my perspective, with a good amount of heat without being overbearing on the palate. So really nice job. I really enjoyed it. So thanks for letting me try your beer. Until next time, cheers.